I'm a German-Canadian director, writer, and producer living and working in Europe. And before I start, because we're a bigger group here, there are going to be three parts of this presentation. Part one is me. I'm going to be talking about the problems we have in the media industry, in the film industry. Then we'll have part two, where we think there's a solution, where we believe there is a solution that has to do with the blockchain and with Fantom. And part three is going to be the Q&A. But before I start, there's one person in our team who's missing, and maybe you can focus a bit more on Jacek is not here with us today. He had to cancel his trip because his wife had an accident. Everything went well. Don't worry, everything went well. But this is a message out to you and your family. Jacek, we miss you. So, give him a round of applause. He can be here with us. And you can very easily tell that I'm from the old world because I still use books. And as a child, I loved stories. And so when I was watching cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, I used to rewrite the cartoons if I didn't like the end of the story. And at dinner time, I always told my parents, I think Bugs Bunny should have done this and this. And I thought everybody in this world does it. But that's not really the case. And I discovered my passion for storytelling, and that's maybe a reason why I first studied law and had my law degree in Germany, then went over to music, because that's also about storytelling. I wasn't very successful doing music. Then I went and created new radio and TV stations, was pretty successful at that. And then with 29, I decided to follow my passion as a screenwriter and director. And things went pretty well. And people ask me, how do you develop a good story? And there are three things that you have to consider when developing a good story. It's not only about psychology or watching a lot of music, movies, or getting to know a lot of people. It's especially about three things. It's about structure, and thirdly, structure. When you think of music and see musical notes, it doesn't seem that it can, create so many emotions. When you're writing an article or reading a book or creating it, it's always about beginning, middle, and end. And it's the same thing when you're creating a series. And so if it's infrastructure and structure, I think that many developers may relate to that as well. Because when I first met the first IT specialists and saw them coding, it's also about infrastructure. And I think that developing IT and codes is just another way of storytelling. When in 2014, I started creating a new story, a new film. This is the Rudi Assauer Macher Mensch Legende. How many people like soccer? Okay, that's a couple people. How many people like movies and series? Okay, so that's basically everyone. Soccer and movies, that's a good mixture. And in this story, it's about a child with a dream. And my dream was that everybody involved in this project would get a fair and relevant, transparent revenue share. The reason was we didn't have enough money. It's a small documentary. We needed a budget of 500,000 euros, but we only had 250,000. So we were short 250,000. In Europe, documentaries are not well funded, so I had the choice either to make a movie with less quality, drop the project, or come up with another idea. And my idea was, let's make every artist and crew a shareholder of this project. So, from the first euro we'd be making, from the first dollar we'd be making, they'd be making money as well. And I don't know if you know any of the economic psychology, but as soon as someone is invested into a project, they make it their own project. They're more motivated. They really work for it. It's a lot more than just pay for hire. And to prove the point, this is a screenshot from about 2 days ago. This movie has been out now for 3.5 years. We have excellent ratings. The quality of the movie is great. We're still very high priced, and people love the movie. And that proves the point. The team loved to work on this project because it was their project, and they saw what would happen, and they would continue working on projects with fair and transparent revenue share. If you would like to know how team funding works, it's actually so simple. I don't really know why nobody came up with this before. I'll just give you a little example. For example, if the budget was, $1 million, team member A would usually make a regular $250,000, but he says, I don't need the $250,000, I need $200,000, and the $50,000 that he's not getting, he's invested. And these $50,000 put into relation to the $1 million is 5%. Team member number 2, number B, he would regularly make $150,000. He only wants $50,000 hard cash, so his value invests $100,000. $100,000 to $1 million, that's 10%. So you can see, even if a team member might be making less, generally, he might have a greater value invest. So that means a production can save money, so the investor, the broadcaster, or streaming provider doesn't have to pay so much upfront if the team is invested. Now, I know this is nothing for Netflix or for Walt Disney or for Warner Brothers, for the big companies, because they have enough money. But many smaller or middle-sized production companies, which are about 99% of all production companies there are, this model is interesting for them. So, as you see, this is how it generally works. At the same point in time, I met the founder and CEO of the German Association for Cybersecurity, Matthias Nels. And in German it's called Deutsche Gesellschaft für Cybersicherheit. Maybe you've heard of this morning. And he said, Don, you have to be very careful because, this is good. I like the concept. But how transparent is it? And I'm going, what are you talking about? How transparent is it? Yeah, well, who's the distributor? What does it look like? I'm going, well, we always work like this. Yeah, but, if you sell something on Amazon, how long does it take till you get a report? And then I said, a year? And he said, what? Yeah, well, I don't know how many DVDs, Blu-rays we sold yesterday, and why don't you? And we relied a lot upon our distributor. And I'll move forward just one more. This is what the list of distributors look like. And this might be small to you right now, but even if the numbers are bigger, it doesn't make very much more sense. And my friend said, you have to. This is not necessary anymore. Have you ever heard about the blockchain? And I said, block what? He said, blockchain. This is a new technology that could change everything. Okay, I started reading about blockchain, and in the meantime, we had the first revenue share. So in the first year, the first revenues were coming back, and this is the actual list, and spread to the team. And I can promise you, sharing the revenue with a team that you went into battle, making a movie, is a great feeling. But we still had the problem that things weren't transparent, and there were more problems. COVID came. The production company had difficulties. So we didn't have revenue sharing for the last 2 years, and now the production company is going bankrupt. So basically, a good idea started to turn bad. And at that point in time, when I noticed things were going bad, I wrote my first white paper. I read thesis, I got involved into blockchain technology, and got into the nitty-gritty of it, and I just wanted to show you that although I'm from a different ecosystem, I do realize, and I'm not the only one, the power the developers have that are in this room right now. I know that you have the future in your hands, that you have what is needed in a huge market. I wrote up a couple of numbers. According alone in Germany, The market for cinema is 6.8 billion euros, worldwide 36.4. Projected for 2021, the streaming market, 2.1 billion, worldwide 61.1 billion. Just imagine all these kind of revenues, or even 10%, being shared with the artists and crews. If we're not only talking about film and film and series business, but the entertainment industry worldwide, we're talking about projected in 2021, 2.1 trillion euros. These numbers can all be found on statista.com. So this is what we're talking about when we're only talking about one ecosystem. And just imagine we could have fair and transparent revenue share. It won't work for many other ecosystems, but there are others. Just imagine we could use the technology on Fantom basis, to make things different and better, because it's the first time in history we can. And before I will introduce to you, before we go over to part 2, to the solution and to one of my mentors when it comes to blockchain, I'd just like to give you this is a play field. We programmed this. This is our own streaming platform, programmed by the German Association for Cybersecurity, where we will be playing as a playground just to show how it works. We can also do this white label, so we have our own means of distribution. This is already all there, and now I would like to introduce to you what you're seeing in me is storytelling of the past, and now I will introduce to you storytelling of the future. May I welcome my mentor, Julian Sauer from the DGC.
Hi guys. So my name is Julian Sauer. I'm a blockchain developer at DGC, and today I would like to show you the Waterfall App and its functionalities. So first, let's get a general picture of the Waterfall App and how it actually works. So the Waterfall App has 3 main parties. We've got the project owners, which manages the media. In this case, this could be Warner Brothers, Netflix, or Universal Pictures. Next, we've got the project members. They participate in the media, and these could be, for example, screenwriters, makeup artists, or costume designers. And last, we've got the sales providers. They distribute the media and return the revenue back to the project. I mean, these could be streaming platforms, broadcasters, or cinemas. So a project owner can create a new project and add artists and crews to it. Each project member will be assigned to a quota, which will represent a percentage of revenue he will receive once the media is aired. In this case, we create a new project called Sundown Sinners. The project owner is Alice and owns 50% of the shares. She adds the members Bob with 15%, Tom with 10%, and Charlie with 5% of quotas to the project. So from the total revenue this media generates over the time, Bob will own 15% of it. And if the media is successful, he will receive a steady cash flow. But before Alice creates the project, she adds a funding commission, which will receive 20% of the revenue. Because next to project members, funding commissions can be added to the project. And they have a very special condition attached to them. They sponsor medias without making any profit. So the initial investment is paid out via the media revenue. And once fully returned, their quotas are split up and added to the remaining project members. But how is actually the revenue generated and how was data provided? That's where the sales providers come into play. The sales providers distribute the media and return the revenue back to the project. Every new sale increments the total revenue, and via the Waterfall mobile app, members can track transparently their share and see in real time when a new sale occurs. Artists, crews, and investors have now the possibility of following the revenue stream and monitoring the progress of the media. And they can freely decide when to cash out their profit. So this could be monthly, weekly, or maybe daily, and that's the free decision of the project members. So how do we implement this from a technical point of view? So as blockchain evolves, we see more and more Web3 applications establishing on the market. However, there are certain complexities using dApps which conventional users might find challenging. For example, key management, signing of transactions, or managing funds. That's why we designed a hybrid solution. One solution includes a traditional backend and a common sign-in, sign-up process. And the other solution is fully decentralized, where all parties communicate directly with the blockchain. So the first phase of our project, our main focus, is easy to use for conventional users. In this phase, we will provide a traditional backend for sales providers, project owners, and project members. This backend will take care of key and fund management, as well as signing and broadcasting of transactions. The pros of the backend approach are good user experience, easy onboarding, and access management becomes simplified. However, there is a certain centralized point of failure in the system, and from a cybersecurity perspective, it doesn't seem wise either. It seems much wiser to give every party the ability for smart contract connectivity. Decentralization, that's one of the key parts which moves the space forward. That's what we are very focused on enabling, allowing all parties to feed and receive data from the smart contract without a centralized instance. So the next phase of the Waterfall App is to embrace the full potential of blockchain and go completely decentralized. All parties will communicate directly with the smart contract and will manage their own keys and funds. We will, of course, provide best practice support to interact in a secure and provable way. With the decentralized solution, we get more trust amongst participants, no single point of failure, and no custodians any tokens or keys. But how does this work for sales providers? I mean, the first thing you clearly get is data in. Getting high quality data in, signed at the origin by the provider. We think that's a logical decentralized model. Multiple data providers securing their API infrastructure take something called an oracle, which we could provide for them. They wrap that around the API and feed the data into the smart contract independently. And this achieves maximum trust and transparency in the system. And by providing both solutions, we hope to give our partners the best fit for their requirements. And we will offer an easy transition from one approach to another. And this would be the summary of the hybrid approach. We've got conventional users going via the Waterfall backend, and sales providers feeding data in via our API. And then on the other hand, we have the fully decentralized approach where all parties communicate directly with the smart contract. In both ways, the Waterfall app can be used to transparently track the revenue shares for artists and crews. Before I finish my presentation, I would like to show you the vision of the Waterfall app, because the next feature we'd like to integrate is tokenization. And now it gets interesting. By tokenizing the quotas, they become tradable, transferable, and gives them access to the DeFi space. Every media project will have its own tokens, and the holders of the tokens can claim the generated rewards. In the same breath, we want to make it possible to invest in media projects by the time of creation and give them and profit from the revenue stream. This makes media projects independent from big corporations and gives you the possibility to invest in maybe the next Breaking Bad, Squid Game, or Game of Thrones series. We want to make investing in media projects just as easy as buying cryptocurrencies. And these two features will bring great utility to the Waterfall app and bridge a connection between the conventional media industry and the new blockchain space. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now you can see working with developers in the last couple of years has been very rewarding, and that's why we are especially interested in talking to developers to see how can we make the concept of fair and transparent revenue share, thanks to blockchain and Fantom, how can we make this even better? And so if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer them. Yes, one person with a question. Thank you. But no one with a microphone. Okay.
Microphone.
So should I just rush down? Okay. They don't even have to put it on our website. We just have this website as a plan B that, you know, if you don't have any other distribution method, it's about fair and transparent revenue share. So we will give you the software you need to gather your team and get the production made. And if you sell it to broadcasters in Spain, Mexico, in any other territory in the world, that's your choice. It doesn't have to be on our platform. This is just, you know, just in case.
Right. So basically, you will help the project get more investors, make their own coin, for example,
Exactly.
for other people to invest in.
Exactly.
And if they want, they can broadcast using your platform as well.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, no, my question was basically trying to understand if the revenues given to them will be in a different currency or something that they hold. But that makes sense that it's just going to be their choice as to how they want their revenue back in.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Thanks.
I would like to thank up ahead. Also, I see 3 people here. I was very nervous coming on stage because I'm even nervous when I'm talking about the stuff that I know about movies. And so coming here with developers who I respect a lot was even more difficult because I'm thinking, you know, what are they going to think of a filmmaker? You know what? But I was trying to bridge because I really believe that storytelling has different levels and that coding is a new way and a very exciting way of storytelling. And if there are, yes?
Thanks for the presentation again. So how long has your project been and which stage did you reach right now? And are you focusing on regions or are you focusing globally?
We will start off basically in the DACH and European region and with a rollout very quickly as possible, as soon as we have our final proof of concept that our beta version works. And we are in the architecture, as you've seen, and we'll be starting to program very soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.